Hello, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on the River Lethe. I am Lethe, and this shirt is still the best. So, last time we came down into this blood bank and freed from this really gross and disturbingly blood-filled room a thin blood vampire, Lily, whom we were looking for at the behest of E, another thin blood vampire. We didn't learn much more about what thin bloods are, except the information that they are disliked by stronger blooded vampires, whatever that means. That information was reinforced to us. So we don't know much more. Now, what we need to do, we have a different quest down here. We need to check out the driver's license of one Virgil Crumb. And we are coming down here to the morgue to do so. Now, you might think, why are we coming down here to the morgue? So he's given you the license plate, the driver's license, in hopes it will provide some useful information. I've skipped a step here. What you would really do is you would go to Arthur Kilpatrick's crime computer and look up Virgil Crumb and see that he has recently been deceased, in which case you would know to come down to the morgue. So I skipped that step. But, you know, watching me look up things on a computer is probably not the most interesting way to spend your time. So, to get into the morgue, we have to go through this area. Pick up some stuff, make an incredibly large amount of noise, and now we're here. So, there's the morgue. Here's a door, office. See if there's anything interesting on this computer. So we can have cadavers. See if we can hack into the cadaver database. Looks like we will do so. With cowbell. More cowbell. So we have here one Crumb V. That's our stiff. Subject died from heart failure. Personal items in storage B. Okay. So we need to find his personal items so we can figure out some more stuff about him that might lead us to this Asian vampire. Some dead people, some, cabinets that you can open up. But what we're probably looking for is this here. It's locked. Let's see if we're going to need to use blood buff to get in. The suspense is... Oh, we did not need help. So, we have a silver ring. Looks like an engagement ring. Foxy Box's key. So, that was presumably storage B. It looks like there's only storage B. I don't know where storage A is. But we now have a key to a Foxy Box's location, which, if you've been paying attention, you will have seen as we walked by. So, that's the next step. Go to Foxy Box's and see what's what with this quote-unquote Asian vampire. So we are now done here. Let me out. We are done here in the clinic. We've gotten the blood, taken that back to, we've sent it on its way back to Monsieur Lacroix. We have freed Lily, so now we can go down to the beach and see if Lily and E have had a happy reunion. And then we'll go check out this Asian vampire. And finally, we can get back on the main quest line, going out to fix this haunted house for Therese Vorman. But first, you'll also remember that we had made fun of one of the stupid thin bloods down here who thought that staking the head vampire would cure us all. And then we could also convince him that if he had a full blood transfusion with unicorn blood, he would also be cured. So we're going to sell him some garbage. We're going to bilk him out of a little bit of money. I don't feel too bad about it. All right, so Lily is down here.
Hi.
How did it go with E?
This life's been hard on him, both of us, but he forgives me. We're leaving soon. I have some family with a place out in the middle of nowhere in Oregon. It should be okay for us to stay out there, as long as we're together.
Let's see. You probably want this stuff back. Here, take it.
Thank you.
Keep your love alive. Goodbye. So that stuff I mean, that's a very minor interaction. You get nothing for it, but that little interaction, that little line of dialogue, is not in the vanilla, the base game. That is one of the very small touches that Wesp has added in his unofficial patch. So there's a lot of devoted attention to this game and the small details, which makes this patch wonderful. E's looking out at the ship. What's on your mind, E?
I brought my Lily back. She told me all about what happened. I don't know why you helped us, but your blood's worth bottling. I'll never let her go again. Thank you.
You're welcome, E. Keep her safe.
I'm gonna be getting out of LA soon. Too dangerous here. Rosa told us something big's about to happen, and I don't want to be here when the jack comes out of the box. Take that for what you will.
Oh, more hints. If the shithouse goes up in flames, it'll probably be my fault. See ya, E. Alright. So now, let's talk to this guy. He was the Rube. What's up,
Do you have
Rube?
any of those items you mentioned?
I do. I have some special chewing gum for your teeth. $100.
Okay. I guess. Here.
Now, do you need some unicorn blood?
I'll buy as much as you've got.
So, you'll note, in my inventory I have 4 bags of blood, so we know that 3 is the maximum because I can't sell all of them. And that'll net us $360. This guy is filled with money.
I think I have enough for the procedure now. Thanks for the blood.
And finally, just to be sure, you may want to kill the head vampire with this holy stake. $100.
Yeah, here you go. Now where can I find the head vampire?
So, we have a couple of options here. At this point in time, if it's your first playthrough, you may have no opinion, about LaCroix, the prince. And you may have no opinion about Mr. Rodriguez, who is the one who yelled, "This is bullshit!" in the prince's speech. So, you can send him towards either of them, or you can do a little conspiracy theory here on him and say, can't you figure it out? He's the President of the United States. And I think that that's what I'm going to go with.
You won't have to live like this anymore.
So, as is appropriate, we lost some humanity for that, because that was really quite a shitty thing to do. He's definitely going to get killed. And really, if I'm honest, I think that should be some sort of Masquerade violation, because although Thin Bloods are thin-blooded... Oh, it was, look! Well, imagine that. So, this is something I always thought should be a Masquerade violation before, and now it is. So, that's another one of the little pieces of attention that's been brought to small details in this game. So, yeah, you can see once you get a Masquerade violation, so I'm actually glad that this happened so I can show you how it works. There's a little blood slash through one of the masks. With one Masquerade violation, not so much is going to happen to you. It will lead to ambush attacks from human vampires, scorn, contempt, or worse from your fellow kindred. If you lose all Masquerade points, you lose the game. So, there may be a little bit of a thing that goes on here when we interact with LaCroix once we finish this first part of the game. So, if you're going for a quote-unquote perfect playthrough, you probably don't want to do what I just did. I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm just going to keep going. And we have 1 humanity off, and now I can show you the humanity recoup via dancing. You'll also see that we have 11 experience points. So now is the time to pump some stuff up. Now, I happen to know that for the main quest, the end part of the main quest in this first area, it is helpful to be stealthy. My sneaking is currently at 4, which is not bad. I could either increase my dexterity or my stealth. I'm going to increase my stealth. So that's 6 points, it's a lot, but now our sneaking is at 5, which is pretty good. So with 5 points left, we can now see the benefit of our history that we chose, an Infernal, where advancing in Thaumaturgy is cheaper. You see it costs 4, whereas going up over here in Dominate would cost 5. So, and that's same, these are both second dots. So we're going to go ahead and, I think, pop up our Thaumaturgy. So now we have Blood Purge. It's an AoE Enemies near your character will become violently ill, vomiting blood, damaging to both normal and supernatural foes. So it works against everyone, which is good. So we've spent 10 of our 11 points. We've become more powerful. Now let's move on. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out Foxy Boxes. First, maybe we should refill ourselves on blood. So we're going to go to 2nd Street, because that's where the Asylum Club is, and all that other stuff. And we will walk by Foxy Boxes on our way to the club. So here it is, Foxy Boxes. And let's go in here. We're going to visit our blood doll for one. And then I'm going to show you the other young woman on the upstairs, who, if I had felt like it, I could have convinced to go to Vandal in the blood bank to replace Lily, who we set free.
I missed you. Did you miss me?
Terribly. Let me show you how sorry I am. So you do need to be watchful when you do this. Sometimes if an insufficient amount of time has passed from the last time you fed, they will start off with the same amount of blood that they had after you fed from them the last time. And that, of course, will mean that you can accidentally kill them. So here's the other person that you can talk to, that you can convince to go down to a party at the blood bank and then get killed, so that you can be back in Vandal's good graces. So let's have a chat with her.
Sheesh, is this place always so dead?
I'm here now, so the party has officially started.
Really? And what are you bringing to the party, huh? Got anything I can't get out in Arizona? You know, this place is so straight edge.
Yeah, right. Drugs? I don't need drugs, but I can share my ecstasy with you.
Now you've got me curious.
Come here, and I'll show you why it killed the cat.
It's a long time until sunrise. Wanna come play with me?
Yes. So that little line, "It's a long time until sunrise," seems to indicate to me that she knows what's going on here. So she is another blood source in this same club, so that you can, get a lot of blood. You don't have to rely just on the young lady down here. Here's Knox. Let's have a chat with him. No, not yet. All right. So now I'm going to show you this dancing thing. So we can see that while I may have made a pact with the devil, that pact with the devil had nothing to do with getting sick dance moves. I look like I need... Wow. What is it that they give to people with epilepsy to suppress their seizures? Is it sodium something or other? Everyone seems to be circling around me. I'm attracting the rest of the dancers, and I'm in the center of a circle of just... This is like Elaine dancing on Seinfeld here. This is just terrible. Look at this. I'm going to have to watch this until my humanity goes up. So, we got some Marilyn Manson looking dudes here. We got a Harley Quinn looking person here. Got some, Mad Max looking fellow here. Looks like, I don't know what she looks like. Oh, we got a dude from the 70s. Hello, Leisure Suit Larry. Some people got some twins in here. This is really, really creepy. They're just dancing in a circle around me, looking all the same. Everyone's mimicking my moves. Yeah. I mean, I know that it's the mystical, attractive power of this shirt that's really getting things going here. I wish there was a live band to watch how I'm getting everyone to dance to their music. But there's not even a DJ. This is just some, tracks going on here. Oh, she's breaking out into some of her own moves there, the lady in the blue shirt. Not just doing this flailing that I'm doing here. Up, The ladies seem to have their own moves. Yeah, each individually their own moves, but all of us dudes are dancing the same way. Oh man, how long do I have to do this? I'm gonna look really dumb if they took this mechanic out in the patch. I'm just sitting here for like 10 minutes dancing like a moron. What does your shirt say? I have no idea. It's not much of a shirt. Yeah, you got a skull shirt going on there. You've got no shirt going on there. These Marilyn Manson dudes have some sort of like dead babies on their shirts. Hey, Larry, stop creeping outside the dance circle. Either dance or get out. Alright, we got these twins here dancing. Maybe it only works if your humanity is below a certain level. That would be new and interesting. So, I will stop this dancing and chatting in a little bit. Beavertrong drums. I'm pretty sure that's not an actual brand. Hey, Mad Max, stop creeping out there. Well, this doesn't seem to be working, so that must be something that they've taken out, which is quite a shame. I always thought it was pretty hilarious. And as I said, it may be that they haven't taken it out, but they've just altered the way it works. I'm going to stand here for a little bit longer. If it doesn't work, I'll just edit out the standing here doing nothing parts, so I can report to you with certainty. Jesus, this dancing is so terrible. Who are you looking at? Are you looking at the Beavertrong drums? Yep, I'm in the circle here. How long have I been doing this? Oh no. It's taking forever. Alright, I think that I'm giving up on this little project. Hey, undance. There we go. So I danced. It didn't seem to work. We've done some talking here, and now it's time to deal with the Foxy Boxes dude. Alright, so our blood is full, our health is full. Do we have anything interesting in the way of weapons? We've got an arm, we've got a bat. So we also have our own blood abilities. So we're going to equip this bat. We're going to make sure we have our blood strike ready, and we're going in. Okay. Coffee. It's very quiet in here. Foxy Boxes. Ah, computer. What do you say to us, computer? I don't even have to hack into this. I do have to type a lot of stuff to read these. My initial observations of the city indicates that the K-Knights are both scattered and unorganized. There are 3 individuals of note, but they seem to be involved in some sort of dispute. I shall continue to watch and listen. So 04 gives you an indication of what year this game was released and set. These K-Knights are a curious and fragile race. They waste the gift of their immortality on petty schemings and fleshly gain. We will have little problem making this city our own. So these vampires, that's us, are being referred to as K-Knights. So that's something that is mysterious to us at this point in time, if you haven't played the game, but which will be explained in some depth as the game goes on. So whoever these Asian vampire people are, there are more than one of them. There's some organization that this guy is reporting to, and they refer to us as K-Knights. It seems that my presence here has been noted by one of the K-Knights, a Nosferatu, I believe they are called. He has entrusted the responsibility of my surveillance to a bumbling mortal fool. Nox, you get a shout-out. I have begun to follow this so-called spy, a small, amusing respite from my usual duties. So there are 2 entries for the day in question here. It seems that I have drawn the attention of a newcomer, an agent of the prince. I think that's me. I know very little about this individual, but the agent seems much more resourceful than most K-Knights I have observed. I will prepare myself in the event that our paths cross. I don't know exactly what we've done to garner the reputation of being more resourceful. I mean, I guess we dealt with those thugs that made explosives. We've done some other stuff. Nothing too impressive, I don't think. The agent of whom I spoke before has discovered the corpse of Virgil Crumb. An altercation seems imminent. If I do not survive, let my last report state that Santa Monica is ripe for the taking. You will find little resistance if we come here in force. So, as Bertram had suggested, there is a planned invasion afoot. And so, we have been reported here in Santa Monica, we few vampires, as weak. We have to defend our reputation. Where are you, Asian vampire? Whatever. Hello? The Cathayan. Ow! He sworded me. Ow. Alright, only did 7 damage to him. Alright, now he's... So we can sort of spam that a little bit, stun him with our blood strike. Oh, he's getting out the crossbow. Or stun him with our blood purge. And then hit him with the blood strike while he's vomiting. That seems to be... It's going to be slow work, but I think it's going to get the job done. Hey, dude. Ow! So, you can see that if it were a straight-up physical confrontation, I would be hopelessly outmatched. But, that's why we are the mage. And he is defeated. Alright, so... Our mage skills came in handy there, and we have been rewarded with a crossbow and a shingunto. So we've gotten some sweet weapon loot, a sword and a crossbow. So those will probably come in helpful. Here's the sword. So one of the reasons why I wasn't doing too much damage is probably A, his defense feat was quite high. I was using bash damage, which... I'm assuming he has similar stats like a vampire. Vampires soak rather well against. And my weapon skill is quite low, which means that I do severely reduced damage. So there was an assortment of factors that made that not work out terribly well. So we have defeated this Asian vampire. Now we should go and report to Nox that we have done his job for him. All right, let's put away the sword. Let's not make it so that we can accidentally use our abilities against people out here in public. Let's go talk to Nox. So that was our first little kind of boss fight. You can see it wasn't terribly challenging. I mean, this is not a combat-centric game in most respects, and the combat system is not spectacular, but there will be several boss fights as we go throughout the game, some of which are more interesting and challenging than that. Hey, Nox.
Yo, dude, you do that thing yet?
I did. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right on, man! Yes! Hey, I'm sorry again for what happened before. Still haven't heard anything from Bertram. I'll let him know about how good you did and about how you were cool about everything. Yeah!
Any idea what that thing was?
Bertram said it's like a vampire, but different, you know? It's like what they have in China instead of vampires. Is it possible to be coming to California for some reason? I don't know.
That's interesting. I'd better be going. Alright, so one of the things we saw there is with Blood Strike, you can, as long as your foes are standing still, or as long as you can stand still, you get blood refunded. So even though we used a lot of abilities, or we used our abilities a number of times, we still have most of our blood supply left over. So that's really helpful, and what makes the Tremere quite powerful. As long as you don't have to move around. And so one-on-one, that's a big benefit. Against a group, it might not work quite so well if we didn't catch all of the enemies in the area of our attack. Okay, so we have the ghost that haunts at midnight. Oh, I haven't given Trip the drugs yet. I should go do that. So just polishing off these side quests, getting my XP built up so that I can pad out my various abilities, so I can be prepared when the time comes to go to this Sabbat warehouse. Oh, that was weird. Like a teleporting prostitute. All right, Trip, we got something for you.
Thanks for coming back. What you need?
I got you something from the clinic.
Really? Well, let me see what you got.
I know it's not what you wanted, but you'll have a hard time with that. Now, for my discount.
Alright, here's what we got today.
Okay, so we have a good amount of money. We just got some XP. We got some things we can get rid of. So, we don't need a tire iron, and a baseball bat, and a severed arm. So melee combat requirement 4. Melee combat requirement 4, damage potential 10, lethality 8. Damage potential 6, lethality 6. Damage potential 10, lethality 7. So we really want to sell this arm, but I don't think anyone's going to buy that. Maybe we can give it to someone later for something. So let's sell this tire iron. We don't get much for it, but we don't need it hanging around either. So we can see the melee combat requirement for the sword is 5. Its damage potential and lethality are big. We can see my feat adjustment is -4 and my base damage is -2. Oh no, that's just 2. My base damage is 2 because of the -4 feat adjustment. So I'm not going to do very well with this unless I up the things that go for melee combat requirement, which are strength and melee. What else can we get rid of? So we have this crossbow. Ranged combat requirement 8, damage potential 44, lethality 16, feat adjustment -5, so my base damage is only 4. So, again, this could be killer on a ranged build, but that's not us. We're going to keep it around anyway. We have 1 ammo, it seems. Alright, we have this gold ring. Go, North Breatech Iguanodons! Alright, anything else? Got another ring. So we're stacking up a good bit of cash. Trip doesn't have anything interesting over here, so we'll go on. Now, we got some sort of skill increase there. I believe it was haggle. He taught us how to haggle. I don't think that he would be very good at it, but nonetheless, we got a haggle point from him. So, you know, that's pretty good. Maybe it will help us a little bit down the line. It's not the best thing. Or perhaps he gave us finance knowledge, and that's how haggle went up. Yeah, that seems like, yeah, that's the way it would have gone. So we've got 4 points. We're going to leave them alone for the time being. We're not going to worry about the melee combat requirements because that's not going to be how we do things for the most part of the game. All right, so now all that remains is getting on with this haunted house quest to get along on the main quest chain. But first, let's see if anything has happened in our apartment. It's a good idea to fairly regularly check your email. You'll occasionally get missions, side quests in your email, but more often than not, what you'll get is interesting lore and fluff. So let's see. We have 0 unread messages, so nothing interesting right now. Anything on our mailbox? Also no. Okay, so what we might want to do now is fill up, top off our blood. Let's wait for our nicely tailored gentleman to come back here. And then we'll take a little off the top. And then we'll probably end this episode, and in the next one, head out to the haunted house. Well, actually, we'll get to the haunted house in this episode and then actually do it in the next one. Okay, so let's have a drink. So he's a little bit more juicy than our blood dolls in the club. He's, you know, maybe healthier. He doesn't spend his nights out late. He eats better. He's not doing any rave drugs. So, you know, maybe he's a juice bag with a pedigree, as Jack said to us earlier. Okay, so we know that to get to the Ocean House Hotel, we need to go through the sewers. So let's enter the sewers. All right, here we are. These are some really clean looking sewers as far as I can tell. All right, we're getting knee deep in water here, knee deep in sewer water. So here's a little plan that tells you where everything is. It's not really that necessary here in the Santa Monica sewers. You will be in other sewers in other parts of the city later, and you will need maps. You will need to keep track of where you are because it'll get a little rough. All right, I know for a fact this is where we're going. This ominously gated part of the sewer. We've got a key. All right, so access point A. This is the way up to the Ocean House Hotel. Next time, we will go and see what's the deal with this ghost. Until next time, though, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you like my series in general, if you like my channel, please consider subscribing and checking out the content on BleakHaus that I do, the group channel that I do with my other YouTube collaborator, Phwop. You can also check out stuff on his channel. Until that time, I don't care what you do.